It's fine.
So one thing I think about going back to marketing, and I talked about the futures, and I know I talked about earlier, you don't have to be a quote unquote professional in the futures if you understand the cash. One thing that I personally believe is underutilized in the markets is understanding, and I'm just going to make this very simple, very short, is just the understanding of a put call spread. Okay. And understanding the hedging of that and what it could do. So using a put call spread, so you buy a put, which is protecting you from going low because you put a shovel in the ground. Okay, that's a put. Call, you put a phone up to your ear in the air, call's going up. Okay. But what you can do in this situation is let's use 450 because we've used that the rest of the time in this podcast.
Right.
So let's just say 450 is your number, or that's where you want it to be no matter what. Like that's the lowest you can be. So let's just say the market gets up to 475. Okay. What a person could do is ring on the phone and say, hey, I want a cash contract at 475 HTA, take your basis off. Great, fantastic. If a person says, well, what if it goes up a quarter? What if there's a chance we hit 5? What a person could do here is buy a put at 450. Okay, that's going to cost you money. That premium is going to cost you money per bushel. Then on the flip side, you sell a call at $5. So what that's telling you as a producer is your price range on the board is $4.50 to $5. Okay. If you're happy with that, that helps lower your cost of your put. So it costs you less for that quote unquote insurance of that price. But then, yes, you are actually capping yourself at $5 as well. But that's your range, and you have 25 cents to play with from the 475 that it was that day. I'm not saying you have to do that. If you don't want to get that technical, when it's 475, you call the elevator and say forward contract. And if it's done, you know you're above your 450.
Yep.
But you can utilize that futures market more of a what if, or if you want to, risk reward, right?
Yes.
It comes down to the more you risk, the more possible reward, more possible downfall, so there's both sides to it. But that is just one way. I think it's underutilized. That one spread and understanding that one spread would help out more
YouTube
operations.
Videos.
Yes. Oh yeah. Dig into it. Don't just listen to this one podcast and say that.
Learn.
Yes. Learn that.
Yeah.
And you don't have to go into the weeds any further than that.
And try a little bit.
Yeah.
Play with, 1,000 bushel or whatever there's a minimum.
5,000 bushel.
Okay. All right.
And it's a contract.
If 5,000 bushels is too much for your operation risk, don't do it yet. Or learn intensely first.
And what's nice too is some people get scared of like margin calls and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. If you do this put call spread, I guess don't quote me on this, but this is the way I understood it, is you don't have to worry about it because they cancel each other out.
Okay.
So then you're not getting that call from, hey, you need to deposit this much more dollars into your margin account.
Okay.
Because you have that, you made your gap, you bought and sold a contract. So if it goes below 450, your put cashes out. If it goes above, you're capped there. So, if the market does go up to 520, well, you still sell it at 5 because that's what that agreement is.
Yeah.
And it's being okay with that because now you know your range. Okay. And how important is it with your range? Because now it turns into, I know my range. Now I need to know the bushels.
Right. You have a yield. You have a yield range. Why not have a price range?
Yeah. So it's just one of those things. If you can get your price locked down, now it's more of, okay, now if I make an extra 10 bushels, that's profit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So
how many bushels do you have to produce at what price to then break even?
Yep.
Because, and then after that, that's our profit margin.
Well, and there's even some people that talk about, at the end of the day, it's the price per bushel. Like how much does it cost you to make a bushel of corn?
Right.
Which I respect that.
Sure.
They're not wrong.
Right.
But you're not going to know that answer more times than not until the combine runs through.
That's
so
right.
trying to make a marketing decision based on that
sure.
makes it tough.
Sure.
Now, I understand their point. And I agree with the concept, but to be able to make a decision in June if you should sell a corn contract or not, you don't know if there's going to be a hailstorm July 5th.
Right.
And it's just being careful, being cognizant there. And I understand why guys don't think of it that way because of those question marks.
Yeah.
So
well, and if you geographically, if you're in the West and you've got, a high likelihood of a hailstorm.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
heck, my neck of the woods, what's going to happen. It's just how bad is it
and when
and how many acres.
Okay. Yeah. So, obviously weather risk plays a factor into what kind of contracting you would approach from.
Yep.
If you can, now tell me if I'm wrong, but if you can,
you're wrong.
If you can, oh, good. We got that over with. Check that box. If we can roll a contract, so there's contracts you can roll.
Yep.
And that would be one you would probably want to look at if you are in a high risk area where your crop might get wiped out.
Oh, yeah. Or just know what the ins and outs of that contract are if you cannot, what's the cost
if you can't fulfill it.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Because who knows? Maybe you got a contract, let's just say is at 480 for cash, and now the market's at 410.
Yeah.
Well, maybe you just created some arbitrage in your own world because you can purchase it from XYZ farms maybe at 430 now. Absolutely. And still make 50 cents a bushel. I'm not saying that's what we should be doing, but
I can't say that
I
have done that.
Just know the ins and outs, though, of oh, a little tongue-in-cheek there.
I know.
But
we're not making any recommendations whatsoever.
Yeah, I'm just be cognizant.
Be open-minded.
Yeah, be open-minded.
Look for opportunity.
When opportunities present themselves, open up.
There you go.
Of course, I'm a junkie. I look at the CME, and I look at where the number of contracts that are going on each different price frame. Definitely if we're hitting a rally.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll look on the CME and see where the most calls are being bought at.
Okay.
Because that tells me where, quote unquote, smart money, whoever smart money is, wherever smart
the hedge
money,
funds.
Wherever they think it's going to be at, because that number it's going to show you.
You have the two hopeful guys.
Yeah.
You have the realistic guys, and then you don't have any. I don't know.
Well, you just find out how many contracts. So let's just say corn's at 450 today, because I love that example.
Yeah.
Let's just say there's a lot of calls at 480.
Okay.
Why is that?
Right.
That's weird. That's a 30-cent jump.
Sure.
So that's telling me, okay, maybe there is a lot of upside potential here. Or not a lot, but 30-cent upside potential here.
Right.
There's somebody, and there's also, you're going to be your cattle guys, though, trying to protect themselves, too.
Okay.
Because, so almost on the inverse, when they would buy a call to make sure that their price, so if the price skyrockets, they're still secure at this lower price for grain. Because grain's an input for them.
Yeah.
Your
opportunity is someone else's loss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's always a person that wins money in a trade and loses money in a trade.
That's
There's no such thing as
money just moves.
Two double wins.
Money just moves.
Yes.
That's all it does.
Yep. Moves from the winners to losers. Or no, other way around. Losers to winners.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, I'm not much of a grain marketer, but I like staring at it. Let's put it that way, Josh.
Yes. What's it? Speculation?
Yeah.
Speculation is intriguing.
Yeah.
So,
guys, if you've liked the information that you've seen so far, go ahead and check out the full-length podcast on our YouTube channel. Be sure to subscribe there. It's also on all the major podcast platforms. We're constantly dropping info and more content on all the social media platforms, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, etc. Check it out for a lot more content.